So it was revealed during Super Bowl week that Saquon Barkley was almost a Chicago Bear. I actually vaguely do remember reading that the Bears were interested in him at last year's free agent period, and of course during the offseason hard knocks of the Giants, the GM Joe mentioned that the Bears were interested in Saquon, but tough beat for Bears fans for sure. Of course, if he would have went to Chicago, he definitely wouldn't have the same level of success he's having with the Eagles right now. The Eagles clearly have had the best O-line in the NFL for the last couple of years, and he's really reaped the benefits of that. And with everything we've seen from the Bears offense this past year, they easily have one of the worst O-lines in the NFL, and Saquon definitely made the right decision, but it's definitely a funny what if. Would Saquon Barkley have helped Caleb and the Bears in general? 100%, absolutely. And that would have been pretty cool if he would have signed with Chicago. I know a lot of Bears fans, I'm sure you do too. One of the most iconic franchises in the NFL, thanks to Walter Payton. So to have another Hall of Fame caliber RB on that franchise would have been a neat thing, but it is what it is. Would he have carried and willed the Chicago Bears to the playoffs a year ago? Maybe. You never know. You know, Saquon is one of the best RBs I've seen in my lifetime, even if he was behind that garbage O-line. Kind of a fun little game to play. Let me know if you think Saquon would have helped the Bears at all, and if you think he would have carried them to the playoffs. Let me know in the comments below. But man, going forward to have Barkley and Caleb, that would have been a really fun duo, but it is what it is. And of course, the Bears ended up signing DeAndre Swift instead. Didn't really have the best year, again, thanks to that O-line. Hopefully he'll bounce back in the 2025 season. And speaking of the Bears, they don't really have too many free agents for this upcoming year, except Keenan Allen, Mercedes Lewis. No one really that notable besides those two players. But you have to think the Bears will heavily invest into that O-line and into the trenches for this 2025 season. Now, there's definitely a lot of, or at least a handful of somewhat intriguing O-linemen for the Bears to acquire. First, you have Zach Martin. He's actually contemplating retirement right now. But hypothetically, man, if I'm Zach Martin, you have an opportunity to go to an iconic franchise, and a franchise that hopefully is on the right path with Ben Johnson and Caleb. So if you're Zach Martin, if you're the Bears, I feel like there should be mutual interest there. Cam Robinson is also a free agent, the left tackle from the Vikings. To steal a potential free agent from your division rival is never a bad thing. Plus, he's really familiar with the division, so I think that would be good as well. Brandon Sheriff, the guard for the Jaguars, a solid player there. Ryan Kelly, the center from the Colts. Ronnie Staley, left tackle from the Baltimore Ravens. But yeah, man, lots of options. Micah Becton as well. I'm sure the Eagles will probably want to re-sign him, but to have him there in Chicago would be great. Let me know who you want the Bears to add in free agency. What O-lineman really catches your eye, and what O-lineman do you think would fit well? Because that's the thing about the Bears, man. Like, they have all the weapons they need. They have Cole Kmet. I think he's a solid tight end. I know he didn't get a lot of work this past year, but I feel like in year two with Caleb and now Ben Johnson coming in, I feel like he'll be a lot more productive in the 2025 season. And expect Rome Odunze to take a big step in the 2025 year as well. Didn't really have the best rookie season. Definitely looked like a rookie out there, but I expect him to take a big leap. We'll see if they bring back Keenan Allen. It's reported that he only wants to play in Chicago or in LA. So Who knows where he'll end up? I would imagine that the Bears do have interest in re-signing him. I think they definitely should. He was somewhat reliable in the clutch circumstances the Bears did find themselves in, even though it wasn't too many. A lot of the games were really out of reach this past year, but I think going forward, if the Bears are competitive again, to have a great borderline Hall of Fame player like Keenan Allen, I think that's definitely a great asset for them moving forward. And for Caleb, just for him to reach his potential, to have a great wide receiver there, I think is really important. As far as potential defensive free agents, I feel like the Bears might target Carlton Davis, the cornerback for the Detroit Lions. Again, if you have a chance to steal from your division rival, always a good thing. Always a good thing. Plus, Ben Johnson knows Carlton probably a little bit. Something there. Matt Judon as well. The Bears were close to acquiring him when the Patriots traded him away. It was between the Falcons and the Bears. So expect Matt Judon to be a potential target for the Bears. Didn't really have the best season in 2024, but you never know. He could bounce back. Khalil Mack, maybe a Bears reunion. DeMarcus Lawrence, we'll see. Josh Sweat is a free agent as well. But a big name to kind of look out for is DJ Reed, the Jets corner. Apparently, he's viewed as one of the top free agent cornerbacks this offseason. So if the Bears can load up on that defense in that secondary to have another elite corner with Jalen Johnson, I think that would be really, really cool. And the Bears defense has been pretty steady the past few years, man. So if they could really just build it up, make small tweaks here and there, it could be a top 10, maybe a top 5 unit for sure, man. So defensively for the Bears, I feel like they're really, really close. Offensively, if they just get that O-line in check, I think the Bears could do some damage in the 2025 year, and hopefully they won't take any half measures again, and hopefully they learn from not acquiring Saquon Barkley from a year ago. So let me know what you think the Bears should do in this free agent period. O-line, defense, cornerback, let me know. And are you hopeful for the Bears going forward in the 2025 season? Do you think they can be a playoff team? Honestly, if I could just see the first 4 weeks of the 2025 season, I'll be able to tell you. But I know that's cheating, but I just have to see what Ben Johnson is like a little bit as a head coach. I just need a sample test. But on paper, again, I know we kind of fell for it a year ago. Everyone was like hailing the Bears as the offseason champs, and the Bears are back and blah, 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 blah. And we all know how that turned out. But we might be doing that again for this upcoming offseason. But still, they just look so good on paper. It's hard not to see them in the playoffs. And I think they could. I think they definitely could. But we'll have to see, man. Excited to see what they do. Hopefully they turn it around. But yeah, man, let me know what you think. If you made this far, please subscribe and like the vid. How about your boy a ton? That's all I got for right now. Peace.